Putting My Shoes On by Jessy Paz. I believe in putting your shoes on, not only because otherwise it would be an uncomfortable journey, but also because that way you can remember where you have been and where you want to go. As teenagers, we tend to do what others want instead of what we really want. That was my problem. I say was because I finally realized that important things in life have nothing to do on how others think of you. This is not a belief I got overnight. I learned it in a rather odd way. Not so far ago, I would not dare to contradict anybody. Things such as wearing my favorite boyish t-shirts or wearing the kind of weird shoes I loved were not even options for me, because I was afraid someone would not like them. I try to make everybody happy. I now know that is impossible, but I would really try my best. I have noticed people ask a lot more than they should, especially many personal questions. Questions I could not answer without contradicting somebody else. Sometimes you have persons with completely opposite opinions asking for yours. What do you do then? I'm not sure what you're supposed to do, but I would lie. I would go pale and find a way to leave. Even in class, I would try to avoid speaking up about personal thoughts. Unluckily for me, hiding behind a notebook doesn't make you invisible. If anything, it makes your teacher notice you. I still remember once, I woke up late for school and picked my clothes right at the spot. I was comfortable with my decision until I noticed on my way to school I was wearing some really weird shoes. I loved them, but I thought maybe others would not. I always did that. I would ignore my thoughts and replace them with what I thought others would think. I now think it is a stupid way of processing information, but that is what I would do. As my dad and I got closer to school, my heartbeat would increase by the second. I was sure he could hear it trying to escape my body, while my brain tried to find out a way out of the problem. I would try to convince him I was sick and that I needed to go back home. Needless to say, I failed miserably at it. He wouldn't believe a word, maybe because he's a doctor, but probably because he is my dad. So I had to face every student with my shoes on. I couldn't think of anything else to compare it with than when in rodeos you have to go against a bull. My knees shaking and my voice slowly fading as if it would never come back. Those were one of the most horrifying 5 minutes of my life. Yes, 5 minutes only. 5 minutes were enough for me to get out of the car and into the locker area where everything just faded away. It was not nearly as bad as I had imagined. The shoes made a terrific conversation starter, and I got many good comments because of them. At the moment, I was horrified to say the least. But as the day went by, I realized I cannot make everybody happy, but I can make myself happy by simply doing what I really want. It was easier to ignore them all than to try to please them anyways, so that is what I decided to do. I now try to focus on making myself happy. This is not a belief I got overnight. I learned it in a rather odd way. The way I did so was by wearing a pair of weird shoes. Odd, right? I cannot wear my shoes whenever I want to, without feeling the need to apologize for thinking differently. Have you ever tried to put on a shoe that is not your size? That is exactly what I was trying to do. I wanted to be part of the crowd, even if I didn't fit in. It was not pleasant. It was not nice. It was just ridiculous. Do not waste your time trying to fit in a smaller size, because you will get frustrated and become part of a crowd you do not belong to. Instead, find your own style. It will be more comfortable, and you will love it as much as I do. If the shoe fits you, wear it.
Created using Powtoon.